Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Okay, for this video I'm going to do another cushion foundation review, and I'm also going to pair it with a skincare review, which is not really a first impression of a skincare but a first impression review of the Sulwhasoo Perfecting cushion. Now the one here I got here is the renewed version. They reformulated their Perfecting cushion, and this is their new packaging. As you can see, this is how the packaging looks like. It's also, as you can see, the cover here is actually a mirror. As you can see that it reflects everything, and you see the camera, and here is like a silver, I don't know if you can see it, but it has this silver weird, I don't know, like a bumpy shape, but it's actually different. And here, as you can see, the name Sulwhasoo, if you can see how shiny it looks, it's actually made of mother of pearl, which is like one of those shiny color changing pearl shells kind of designs. That it's actually a shell that has this pearly color changing effects, which is what you call mother of pearl, and that's what they use to make it, to put a name on the name Sulwhasoo. And here if you open the cushion, it comes with a white cushion puff. It's made of, it feels like it's really a different kind of cushion puff, because it feels like it's made out of leather. And it also has the name Sulwhasoo engraved. And here's the cushion here, and as you can see, I just recently bought this, and I'm sure you've seen my unboxing video together with other Sulwhasoo skincare. It comes with a cleansing foam, the activating serum, and a firming cream, and a tone-up sun cream. Before I review the cushion foundation, I'm going to apply their skincare, which is their best-selling skin serum, which is the Sulwhasoo First Care Activating Serum. Now the one here I got is a 15 ml bottle, as you can see, and it says that if you apply this serum before the cushion foundation, it gives you a radiant synergy. It gives you a radiant glow, which is what you call the Radiant Glow Synergy Duo if you pair the serum and the cushion foundation. So before I apply the cushion, I'm going to apply the serum. Okay, let's apply a few drops. I already tried this last night because I wanted to experience how it feels. It feels hydrating, and it feels nice. It kind of has a cooling effect when I tried this last night. So I'm gonna apply it. This is how it looks like. It's really runny, and it has a herbal scent. It's not annoying. It's really, how do I say that? It feels relaxing. The scent feels relaxing to this. When you smell it, like, kind of gives you this, kind of like a spa. They said that this is the First Care Activating Serum. Is actually the first product you apply before applying your other skincare. That's what they claim it, that it helps boost the effect of your skincare. Like, if you apply this what do you call this? If you apply the First Care Activating Serum before toner, it helps the toner boost its effect. And also, if you apply your serum, your ampule, or your serum and moisturizer, if you apply this before your ampule and serum and moisturizer, it also helps boost the effect of your serum and moisturizer. Please don't mind about my hair. I know I haven't done my hair yet because I'm about to do my skincare. I have to do my morning skincare routine just now. It smells good. The scent feels so relaxing. Okay, this is how my skin feels after applying the first care activating serum. The skin of my face feels hydrated, and I can say that it feels good on the skin, but in the long run I have to see how the skin looks, how in the long run I have to test if how this serum looks how does the serum does to my skin in the long run, to see if it really helps reduce signs of aging. And so now that I applied the serum, I'm going to proceed with the cushion foundation. Okay, now that I'm done styling my hair, I styled my hair off camera. So now that I'm done styling my hair, I'm going to apply the Sulwhasoo cushion foundation. Now I just wanted to show you a comparison with the Perfecting cushion and the first Sulwhasoo cushion that I have, which is the Time Treasure Radiant Serum cushion. And as you can see, this one is a little bigger than this one, and in terms of their packaging, this one has a rose gold with a beautiful, how do I say this, it has these lines that look shiny, while this one here has a mirror. And for comparison, this here actually has a magnet. If you open this, it doesn't have the button, you just have to open it like this. It's a magnet case, while the Time Treasure, the one that I have, the Time Treasure Serum cushion, has a button to open. You just press it and then you open it. Now let's try to open the Sulwhasoo Perfecting cushion. And if I open it here, surprisingly it has a leather, the cushion puff feels like it has it's made of leather here. In the cushions, the ribbon part here feels like it's made of leather. Same here, and here everything in this white part of this cushion puff feels like a leather. And here it is. I'm gonna open the cushion. As you can see, it's still brand new. As you can see, it still hasn't been opened, so I'm gonna open this now. Okay, let's open this. Ooh, so satisfying. I forgot to tell you that the one that I have here is in the shade 20. I don't know if you can see it. The shade that I have is 25N1, which is the darkest shade. This is the darkest shade available. It's only until number 25. So hopefully this shade will match me. And because it says N1, which means that the color is a neutral color. So it's gonna look really neutral for my warm undertone. So I'm gonna apply the cushion now. Okay, I'll apply. Okay, it's time to apply the cushion. As you can see here, it has the name Sulwhasoo engraved in the cushion sponge. So hopefully the shade 25N1 matches me. Okay, moment of truth. Not too hard. Just a little. Okay, at least I pick up just a good amount. And then pat the excess, not to apply too much. Oh, it seems, as you can see, the color seems dark. Hopefully it's not too dark for me. So let's apply the cushion. Oh dear, it feels cooling, and you know how saturated this sponge is. Whenever you open a brand new cushion, the foundation, the top of the sponge is so saturated. Okay, it's a little light, but not too light. I forgot to tell you that the Sulwhasoo Perfecting cushion is actually a hybrid foundation and skincare. It actually mixed with the skin. This cushion is mixed with their first care activating serum. So it's like when you apply the cushion foundation, it's like you're also applying the first care activating serum, because all the ingredients of this serum are also mixed with this cushion foundation. So even if it's matte, even though this is a semi-matte cushion, it still feels hydrating to your skin. And upon application, first impression, it feels hydrating. It doesn't feel drying. And I can feel, it does feel matte, but not too matte. It feels like a semi-matte, so it doesn't feel drying to the skin. Ooh, nice. It looks nice on the skin. Okay, this is the cushion foundation on one side of my face compared to this side. It's not, okay, now that it has blended to my skin, it's not too bright, and despite being a neutral color, it seems okay for me. The color looks okay to me. I don't know if I wanted to apply the yellow adjuster just to warm the color, but we shall see in the long run we shall see how this cushion performs after many times of me using this, and see if I enjoy the color of the cushion foundation. So now that I apply here, I'm going to apply the cushion foundation the rest of my face. Okay, on the other side, let me try the other side. Okay, now to apply, just pat the excess. And pick up the product from the palette, and then apply a sheer coverage on your forehead. Make sure you always pick the foundation from the palette, so you don't have to waste every product. I'm gonna use the tip side to see if I can cover my under eye circles. This is definitely, like, you can build the coverage to full if you like, but for me, one layer is enough for me to cover my face, and I can just use the cushion foundation to cover other parts of my face, other imperfections of my face that I wanted to add coverage, like my under eye circles and my dark spots and blemishes. Let's see if I can cover this this dark mark after. Now that the pimple is gone, it leaves a dark mark. So let's see if I can cover. Oh, I don't know if you can see it. It seems that it covered well. I mean, it's there, but it's not too obvious. So I can say that I don't need a concealer for this. Okay, now that I'm done applying the cushion foundation of my face, this is how the cushion looks. It looks really nice on the skin, and it has good coverage, that it really covered up my dark spots and blemishes, and even covered my under eye circles. And it feels matte, but not too matte. It still feels like a semi-matte. You can feel that it's semi-matte, but it's not too drying because it's mixed with skincare ingredients. So I'm going to do a wear test of this cushion foundation. I'm not going to set this with powder. What I did was I just applied the first care activating serum, and then top with the cushion foundation. That's all the product I applied on my face. So I'm going to do a wear test on this cushion foundation to see how it performs. So I'll see you guys later. Okay, here's an update of me reviewing the Sulwhasoo Perfecting Cushion, and I'm in the shade 25N1. So here's how the cushion performs when I'm using this using the foundation alone and use this as skincare. Here's how the cushion foundation performs. I've been wearing this foundation for like almost 11 hours already, and this is how the cushion foundation performs. First off is the coverage is, well, some parts of my face are actually, the cushion already fades. It's mostly in my nose. You see, as you can see here in my nose, my face was oily after about 6 to 7 hours, which is normally I get oil up because I'm using this cushion without powder and without primer, and my nose got oily, and because I've produced a lot of oil, it made the foundation fades. And then after I did a video that I blot my face with blotting paper to remove the oil, and after that I looked at it myself. As you can see in the video, as you see in the video that I posted after I removed the oils on my face, it looks really nice on the face from a bit far, but if you look at it closer, there's part of my nose have been fading because the cushion doesn't last long on my oily T-zone, mostly in my nose. Here in the tip of my nose, here in my nose bridge, the cushion foundation fades, which is one of the downsides, is that it doesn't really last long on my oily areas. But to my surprise, the chin area, where most foundation always separates and fades, as you can see, it doesn't look like it fades. It's not really that visible fading. It doesn't look like it's separating, and it doesn't look like it fades. So to my surprise, the Sulwhasoo cushion didn't fade on my chin area, which is most foundations always fade on my chin area. But for this cushion foundation, it didn't fade on my chin area. So that's what I like about this cushion. And for the oil control, even though it is a semi-matte cushion, it didn't really control the oiliness of my face. And of course, it's because I didn't use primer and powder, so naturally it made my face oily because of how I have oily skin. So not using this cushion alone without powder, it will definitely make my face oily. So if I use this with primer and set this with powder, I'm pretty sure the oil control of this cushion might improve better with powder. And other than that, here's another thing that really is here's one of the other downsides, is that I sweat twice already. I was sweating late in the afternoon, and when I looked at myself after I sweat, there, as you can see here, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but you see that line? There's a sweat lines here. It just shows that the cushion fades with sweat. So if you sweat a lot, the foundation will fade. And not just that, it looks really bad when it fades with sweat. So just to let you know, this cushion is not sweat proof. Unlike other matte foundations that I have, this one doesn't really perform well when you sweat, so it doesn't have any sweat proof this one doesn't have sweat resistance effect, so this cushion will fade with sweat. I wonder if ever I use primer and powder, I'm gonna see if it will not fade if I use powder and primer. Hopefully the cushion will not fade when I sweat if I set this with powder. So that's my initial first impression review of the Sulwhasoo Perfecting cushion on the first day, and I reviewed this without primer and powder. So on the next day, I'm going to use a primer and set this with powder just to see how this performs. And hopefully with primer and powder, this will perform well. And that's when I will show you my final conclusion. Now, if I was to compare the Sulwhasoo Perfecting cushion and the Sulwhasoo Time Treasure Radiant Serum cushion, if I were to compare them, I'd say that for me, the Sulwhasoo Time Treasure Radiant Serum cushion performed better than the Perfecting cushion, because when I sweat, the cushion doesn't really fade that bad. I mean, there's slight fading when I sweat when using this cushion, but it's not as bad as this perfecting cushion. And what I like about this is that it, compared to this, I noticed that a lot of my fine lines, it kind of emphasized the lines on my laugh line area and a little on my forehead. The lines on my forehead, the foundation emphasized, but this cushion, this Sulwhasoo Time Treasure cushion, it doesn't really emphasize the lines on my forehead and my mouth area. So this cushion smoothens your fine lines and wrinkles, which is what is great about this, which is why this is great for people with mature skin. And another thing about this is that the color of this cushion in the shade 25N1, at first it was more of a neutral color on me, but after hours of wearing this cushion, it blends well with my face and it doesn't affect the warmth of my undertone. So even if this is a neutral shade, it really didn't affect the undertone of my face, because as you can see, I still look like I have a warm undertone skin. So this is what's great about this, is that, so since this is the dark shade and I know it's a little light, but after hours of wear, it blends with the foundation blends with the color of my skin, and it looks like it matches my skin tone very well. So that's how the cushion performs when using this Sulwhasoo Perfecting Cushion alone. That's one of the good things about this cushion. So I'll see you guys on the next day. Okay, today is the second day of me reviewing the Sulwhasoo Perfecting Cushion, and I'm in the shade 25N1. Now for this day, I'm going to review this cushion together with primer and set this with powder, just to see if this cushion foundation performs better with primer and powder. So let's get started. The primer I'm going to use is actually a skincare and sun care. This is a tone-up sun cream also from Sulwhasoo. I got this together when I ordered the Sulwhasoo Perfecting Cushion. I don't know if you can see it. This is the one, and I don't know about the lighting. This is the Sulwhasoo UV Daily Tone-Up Sunscreen Multi-Protection with SPF 50 PA+++. Now, according to Sulwhasoo's website, other than this will brighten your complexion, it will also help enhance the longevity of your foundation. So this claims to help enhance the longevity and prime your foundation when you use this. So this is both a sunscreen and a primer. So I'll apply this as my primer. Okay, here it is. Okay, it's a little white and pinkish. It actually has a pinkish tone. It has a pinkish hint. As you can see, it's kind of reminds me of it's same as my Dalba UV Essence Tone Up Sunscreen. I also have the Dalba one. I already did a review on the Dalba. It is also a pinkish tone up sun cream. It also helps enhance the longevity of my foundation. So let's just see if the Sulwhasoo Tone Up Sunscreen can also really helps enhance the performance of the cushion foundation. Same with the Sulwhasoo First Care Activating Serum. It also has this. It's like they have the same scent. Has this herbal minty scent. Forgot to mention that before I applied this sunscreen, I already used the Sulwhasoo First Care Activating Serum before this sunscreen. Okay, this is how the tone up sunscreen on one side of my face compare with this side. I know it's a little white on me, and still it has a pinkish hint, but of course I still have to cover this with foundation just to make it look like it doesn't look really that white. So I'm gonna apply the tone up sunscreen on the rest of my face. Okay, now that the tone up sunscreen has already set, and here's what I noticed. After a few minutes have passed after I style my hair, and then I check how the primer looks on my face, I noticed that it doesn't look like that it doesn't give you that obvious look, like you have that white cast kind of look from a sunscreen. But this one, it actually gives you a natural bright complexion, which looks nice. I like that. It's similar with my Dalba UV Essence pink tone up sunscreen. It also gives you a nice bright complexion without looking like you have white cast from a sunscreen. So now I'm going to apply the Sulwhasoo Perfecting Cushion. Okay, pick up a adequate amount here, and then pat the excess foundation. You don't want to apply too much. Then let's apply the cushion. Okay, this is how the cushion foundation looks after wearing the Sulwhasoo Tone Up Sun Cream as primer. And just like how I reviewed the Dalba UV Essence, it gives you that, same as the Dalba, it gives you that porcelain skin kind of look. And yes, it looks really smooth but obvious, but it still gives you that obvious look like you're wearing makeup. But the good thing about this is that, same as the Dalba, it gives you that porcelain flawless finish. This is how it looks. So I'm going to set this with powder. Okay, I'm gonna set this with powder, and the one I'm using is from Makeup Forever. Okay, now that I'm done setting the foundation with powder, I'm going to do a wear test of this cushion foundation together with primer and powder, and to see how this foundation works and how this foundation performs now that I use primer and set this with powder. So I'll see you guys later. Okay guys, this is how my face looks. It's starting to look oily, a little oily. Compared yesterday, my face was really oily yesterday. But today it's less oily than the previous when I first tried this. So I'm going to blot my face. Okay, this is how it looks. I look at myself in the mirror and there's no fade. There's not much fading on my nose. Compare the first day I reviewed this. My nose, the nose part, the foundation has been fade on my nose. But right now that I use primer and powder, it doesn't look like it's fading. That's my update for now, and I'll get back to you later. Okay, last and final update for me of my review for the Sulwhasoo Perfecting Cushion. Now, here's how the cushion foundation performs when I use this with their Sulwhasoo Tone Up Sun Cream as primer and set this with powder. Here's how it performs. when I use the Sulwhasoo tone-up sun cream, it helps improve and enhance the longevity of the foundation. And also with the powder, right now I'm sweating, and if I look at myself, I don't think the cushion foundation has faded. There's a little fading from the sweat, but compared on the first day when I tried this without primer and powder, it fades really bad. But when used with primer and powder, it improved better. And here in my chin area, it didn't fade, and here in the lines on my forehead, it didn't really emphasize that much. But on my nose area, after I blot my face with blotting paper to remove the oil on my face. Oh yeah, by the way, even if I use with powder, the oil control is still about, let's just say, average. I mean, the powder really helped control the oiliness of my face. But compared on the first time I used this cushion foundation, the first time I used this cushion foundation without powder, it looks bad, and the oil control was really bad. So you really have to set this with powder just to control the oiliness of your face. And also, I did retouch this. I did retouch on the nose area because some parts of my nose has faded. So when retouching with this cushion foundation, it looks nice. And here's the tip I always do whenever I retouch with cushion foundations or other foundation. I always apply a skincare. I always bring with me any travel size moisturizer. Apply a small amount on areas you wanted to retouch, and then after it absorbs, I apply foundation. I use cushion foundations to retouch. That's why I always bring a cushion foundation with me wherever I go, whenever I do a touch ups. So I did touch up my nose, and here in other parts of my butterfly zones, and it looks nice. And I even compared it when I first retouch. The cushion foundation is actually lighter than the color of the foundation the rest of my face, so it just shows that there is some oxidation, but the oxidation doesn't really look that bad because it was only like at least half a shade darker than when it was first applied. So oxidation isn't bad. So there's nothing to worry about when you choose a shade with this with the Sulwhasoo cushion foundation. You don't have a problem when choosing your shades. And another thing about this is that if I were to compare the Sulwhasoo Perfecting Cushion and the Sulwhasoo Time Treasure, I would say, if I were to choose which I like better, I'd say I like the Sulwhasoo Time Treasure Radiant Serum Cushion better than the Sulwhasoo Perfecting Cushion. Now, number one reason is this cushion really smoothens the fine lines and wrinkles around my forehead and in my laugh lines, because this is an anti-aging cushion. It really smoothens the fine lines on your forehead and around your smile lines. And another thing is, I love the smell of this cushion. It has such a pleasant, relaxing scent. It has this pine scent that has a mix with herbal scent, and it smells so good. This one here, the Sulwhasoo Perfecting Cushion, also has a scent, but it has a floral scent that I don't think I enjoy the scent, because I don't know, I'm not a fan of the scent of this Perfecting Cushion. The Sulwhasoo Time Treasure cushion smells really good and smells so relaxing that I keep on smelling it every time I open this. It smells so good. You will enjoy the smell of the Time Treasure cushion, and it really smells so relaxing. And what else I'm gonna do? Okay, other than that, the Sulwhasoo Perfecting Cushion is still a good cushion foundation. Don't get me wrong. I can still reach for this, and so I recommend this cushion if you wanted to try a luxury brand from Sulwhasoo. And of course, I will recommend Sulwhasoo for my viewers because the reason why that another reason why I recommend the Sulwhasoo Perfecting Cushion from the brand Sulwhasoo, because currently this is the only cushion foundation line that they have, because the Sulwhasoo Time Treasure Radiance Serum Cushion has already been discontinued. It's really sad for me that they discontinued such a good cushion, but there's nothing we can do. It's already been discontinued. The current cushion that they're selling is the Perfecting Cushion. So if you have the budget to try Sulwhasoo, this is the cushion that I recommend you to try. And of course, when you're using this cushion, always remember to use their First Care Activating Serum, because I'd say these two are a good combo. You apply this for your skincare and then apply this for makeup. It will give you a nice, radiant, flawless natural makeup look. So that's my review for the Sulwhasoo Perfecting Cushion. And if you enjoyed this review, please subscribe to my channel. Please give it a thumbs up, hit that notification button for any of my newly uploaded videos, and I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye.